I think this is pretty much all new stuff for me now, because I didn't finish Case 3. July 10th, 1:40 p.m., District Court Defendant Lobby. Alright.
Apollo, I can't believe it. Really happened during the second act? And right in the middle of Lemiora's performance. The reason why she was in the air vent. And that switch and the flaming guitar. When you link it all together, that's what you end up with.
I knew you had what it took. I knew you had what it took.
Not Daddy.
Not you. Whoopsie. Okay.
Mr. Wright? You believed in me?
Not really.
Huh?
I just thought you'd make a cool entrance, then say, yeah.
Why do I even bother hoping?
Or hopping.
Where have you been lately, Daddy? You haven't been coming to the office at all.
Sorry about that, Juicy. I'm on a secret mission.
Secret? You mean like you're undercover?
Like Mr. Latou's, only shorter and not as well dressed.
Oh no, what if you're shot too, Daddy?
Oh, would I do a thing like that to you? Anyway, I'm off for a while again.
Huh? You're leaving?
Oh, one thing before I go.
What?
Good luck.
Right.
Is that all you came to say, or... I think you have things pretty much under control. You'll get Mache Tobe off the hook, no doubt.
Yeah, but
you're after that detective, aren't you?
Darien Crescent.
It won't be easy proving he did it. Especially not under the current court system.
The current court system?
What did Prosecutor Gavin say during the trial? The case is based on one fragile assumption. Namely, that our Diva Divine is telling the truth.
But what about all the proof? The brooch and the switch?
A piece of jewelry and a lyrical blunder. There are plenty of other ways to explain these things. The flaming guitar, too. All because you lack definitive proof of their connection to the case.
But
if the sultry songstress is lying, your case melts like butter in a frying pan, leaving behind the faintly singing scent of failure. So what do I do? Like I said, good luck. And be aware that it'll be impossible to prove his guilt by conventional methods. Oh, that reminds me. I have something to give you from our detective friend.
Detective Sky? Emma?
Let's see. Oh, but this bag of snacks here was meant for me. And, here it is.
What are those, Daddy? They don't look like very good snacking material.
They were found at the scene. Analysis of the fragments revealed traces of gunpowder.
Gunpowder?
Probably a firecracker or something similar. Like the ones kids are into these days. These fragments were found under the sofa at the scene of the crime, actually.
Under the sofa? Hey, Apollo! That's where we found the little device thingy. Right, this. Well, finally some evidence that makes sense.
Burnt fragments found at the crime scene bearing gunpowder residue. That's all for me, I suppose. See you after the verdict. Maybe.
Right.
Every man has an igniter inside of him. Excuse me? Find Darien Crescent's igniter and set it off. And he walked out the door, just like a magician. Normally. He's so normal.
I'm normal. What does he want us to do? No conventional methods. What does that mean?
I guess we just have to take his advice and hope it makes sense when the time comes.
I guess.
Almost at the finish line. Hang in there, Trucy. Court is now back in session. Prosecutor Gavin, where's Detective Crescent? In the witness lounge, ready to be called at any time. Very well. Might I add, I don't believe any of this. Darian was the first detective I ever worked with. We stopped working together when he moved to Criminal Affairs Division 3. But his guitar playing, it fires my imagination. That's nice, but it has nothing to do with the matter at hand. Correct? Oh, I know, Forehead. Very well. Call the final witness to the stand. Detective Darian Crescent. Alright, this'll be fun. Name and occupation, please. Darian Crescent, Detective Criminal Affairs, Division 3. It's the Internal Affairs Division, for those of you who didn't know. And I'm a guitarist for the Gavineers. Maybe you've heard of us. Do you fully understand the circumstances under which you stand before us today? Yeah, I understand, Your Honor. What I don't understand is how you let this happen, partner. You gave me your word I wouldn't be standing here. The situation's changed, Darian. And don't call me partner. So much for old friends. I see what you're doing, Darian. You're pressing the prosecution. Your Honor, if we could begin the trial? Yes, it's high time we did. Let's hear your testimony. You may begin with your response to Lemio's testimony, if in fact you have anything to say about it. Oh, I got plenty to say. Lying must be a national pastime in Bulgaria. And wherever you're from, Mr. Justice, Never you're from, Mr. Justice. Conventional methods are out of the window, huh? Here goes nothing. The diva's lying. Plain and simple. She's got nothing to back up her story. In the first place, she never heard my voice. She forgot the words because she heard gunshot? As if. Didn't Detective Emma Sky hear those gunshots during the third set anyway? The shooting took place when I was on stage, man. Oh, so you claim Lemio's testimony was a lie? Hey, don't get me wrong, I dig what she's doing, trying to protect the kid. And she's got the court eating vague statements out of her hand just 'cause she's blind. You go too far, Damien. Look, all I'm saying is you got a real reliable witness. Why not listen to the detective? I'm gonna reread that. All I'm saying is you've got a reliable witness. Why not listen to the detective? Detective Sky? Oh, I see. Mr. Justice, you may begin the cross-examination. He didn't waste any time finding our weak spot. I can't do this with Lemio's testimony alone. I'll have to find some other way to prove when the shooting took place. I swear, if we call Lemio back to the stand at all during this trial, I'm going to be so upset. Again, a new clue prior cause fragments. Make sure you're in the habit of further examining evidence. Oh yeah, I guess I should examine this. So you think this was some kind of firecracker? Yeah, well, one of those noisemakers, like you shoot off on New Year's. Did you know that in China they use firecrackers on New Year's to scare off evil? So it's kind of the same thing. Really? Did you know about it? It takes more than 500 peanuts to make one 12-ounce... What? At least my useless facts had something to do with the evidence. Okay, so there is no reason. Did I ever examine this? Oh, it's because it's sample, huh? It's because it's not real. Okay. Okay, Darian's rebuttal.
She forgot the words because she had gunshots, as if.
Oh, it's because we have proof that she forgot the words. We have a recording. Why'd I go all the way to the front?
Remember this, Detective Crescent? The mixing board? What about it?
It seems there was a clear proof left behind.
Right here in Lamior's song. Her song?
What exactly is this?
We were over this. Guys, we already did this.
A new variety of gramophone, perhaps?
Come on, we just use this. Don't get me started on gramophone.
This device was used to record performance part by part.
Part? What is a part?
You move the slider to adjust the volume. Each instrument is adjustable separately. Separately, Lamior's voice included.
Oh, but what is this proof?
According to Lamior's testimony, excuse me, at the moment of the shooting, she forgot the words to the song. Ah, you intend to examine the recording at that moment, yeah? We might even hear those gunshots.
Exactly.
Ridiculous! How are you supposed to hear gunshots back in the dressing room out on stage? Have you forgotten, Darian? We were all wearing these headsets.
Oh!
We were all deeply involved in our performance. But Lamior's headset would have picked up what she heard all the same.
Then let's get to analyzing that recording! Right now!
Stop singing when she first heard the gunshots fired. Find that spot and I'll find the gunshots. Wait, what? You're looking for a track that contains certain disruptive because... Oh no, this is complicated. You're looking for a track that contains a certain... between the first and second set. Well, everything else I can turn down. Okay. Thrilling. That was also, wait. His thing was also moving. Well, anyway. Wow. Yeah, that's the most gunshotty gunshot I've ever heard of a gunshot. Your Honor, listen closely to this part. This is the track with Lamior's vocals. With the power of the Nintendo DS.
Oh, I did hear something. Faintly there, yes. Why, it sounded like a gunshot.
What? This has to be some kind of mistake. Or the sound was coming over the headset along with her voice. Gavin, you're crazy, man. Crazy. An upstanding prosecutor like you even listening to this weak evidence? Man, you can barely hear that. How do you know it's a gun? Perhaps it is you who was hard of hearing, Darian. It sounds like a gunshot to me. Admit it. You lost, Detective Crescent.
Okay. So what about the gunshots Detective Sky heard? You heard them too, didn't you? Don't even think about telling me you were mistaken.
Were you thinking of telling him that, Mr. Justice?
No, Your Honor. Detective Sky and I clearly heard what sounded like gunshots. But they weren't.
What?
And I have evidence that proves it.
Ugh.
Then I think you'd best show it to the court. Let's see this evidence.
If you would, Mr. Justice.
The evidence showing that we really heard is... Some things were found at the crime scene after yesterday's trial.
What things?
The first was this. A small device.
That's the much-sugared igniter.
Correct. And one more thing.
What are those? The remains of something burnt? Not another guitar, I hope.
Traces of gunpowder were found on these fragments. We have a report that it was something like a firecracker.
Eh? How did Gavin know about this?
What, you think Detective Sky works for you? I received the report this morning before coming here. That's when I made my decision, actually.
What decision is this, Prosecutor Gavin?
I registered Dalian as a witness in today's trial.
Just in case. Duh. This raises another possibility. Those gunshot-like sounds during the third set. Could have been 2 firecrackers rigged to go off by a remote control.
You got an active imagination, don't you? But you shouldn't say every little thing you think. Your explanation there seems a little too convenient for me.
How so?
So you're saying these firecrackers just happened to go off? Right when 2 witnesses came walking by? Ha!
That's right. Dalian was out on stage when it happened, Apollo. How would he know someone was backstage right then?
If a firecracker goes off in the forest and there's no one there to hear, you get my drift? Why go through the trouble, man?
Oh, how do I explain this?
You may not look it, but Detective Dalian is a gifted detective. Show any weakness, and he's sure to find it.
He may not look it. Partner! Gee, thanks, man.
That reminds me. I happened to pass through that very hallway several times that day myself, and I saw something odd there just before the third set.
Something odd?
A headset, the kind all of the band and staff members were wearing.
That's right. We picked this up in front of the door to that dressing room.
What if that headset wasn't dropped, but placed? And what if it was turned on?
You could hear what was going on in the hallway, even if you were out on stage.
Whose side are you on, Gavin?
Listen to me, Dalian. There are no sides in a court of law.
Duh.
In any case, I believe a case has been made. Gunshots were heard during the second set, which means Lemieux's testimony was true.
Good. Order! So, she was telling the truth about what she heard?
It was the other man speaking, not Mr. Latouche.
Well, what did he say?
It's over. Press the switch now. Just after that, there was a gunshot, and then the guitar caught on fire.
Detective Crescent, weren't you on stage during the second set?
You could have done it.
Oh, but why did we only hear 1 gunshot on the recording? Weren't 2 bullets fired from this weapon?
Lemieux was moving through the air vent, Your Honor. She must not have been close enough for her mic to catch the first shot. But then, as she passed over the room, the gun fired again, and Mr. Latouche's life was taken. Well, Detective Crescent?
Oh, once again I am reminded of something. Our performance that day.
Your performance?
Seeing the mixing board jogged my memory. You were there too, Forehead.
What is this? What is it with today? Problem after problem. Ugh. My hog won't start, my guitar case is busted. My guitar's been burnt to a crisp. Then to top it all off, someone's dead. And then there was that performance just now. What was that all about?
This part is off.
Which is that? Huh? Second guitar? It was you, Dalian. I thought it strange at the time. How could you miss such a simple cue? I know you. I know how you play. You're better than that. Yeah, well, You what? Prosecutor Gavin, what are you getting at? I'm talking about the murder weapon, Miss Lutus's .45 caliber hand cannon. As we have learned, even the shooter doesn't go unscarred with a revolver that size. The kickback is enough to dislocate your shoulder if you're an amateur. Wait, you mean his playing was affected because he hurt himself shooting the revolver? Ha! You're forgetting something. Yes, Detective Crescent? I'm a trained police officer, you know? I've had firearms training, plenty of it. I'm no amateur. The standard sidearm issued to police officers is a .35 caliber weapon. A much tamer beast. Also, the murder weapon belongs to the victim, Mr. Latouze, which suggests that there was a struggle between the killer and the victim. So, the killer might not have been holding the revolver correctly when he fired. Is that what you mean? The thought had occurred to me, yes. Duh. Well, does the witness have anything to say to this? Detective Crescent? What I want to ask is what Mr. Sleeves rolled up, ready for action has to say. Hey, you, attorney. Me? Exactly which piece of your evidence is decisive again? You got a little noise on a tape that could be anything. And you have an alleged guitar cue missed due to a .45 caliber kickback. I weep for this case, Gavin, I really do. You can line up your little weak pieces of evidence all you want. I didn't shoot that manager. And that's the obvious truth. The witness has a point. The defense arguments, while persuasive, are not decisive. I believe we should hear what the witness has to say in response to the case so far. Your testimony, please, Detective Crescent. Tell us your reasonings why you couldn't have done it. Come on! Why would I even want to kill that manager? You want a reason? Easy. I've got no motive, man. This was the diva's first trip to the country, right? How could I possibly know her manager? If I didn't know him, why would I want to kill him? Oh, a simple reason indeed. Prosecutor Gavin, is it the case that Mr. Latouze had not... Is it the case that Mr. Latouze had not been to our country before? According to our records, yes, not even once. I see, very well. Mr. Justice, you may begin the cross-examination. Great, now I need to find a motive. Why would I even want to kill the manager? Present the replica on the second statement. You want a reason? Easy. I got no motive, man. I got no motive, man. Objection! Your Honor, take a look at this. What's that? Oh, looks like candy. It's not. Don't lick it, please. Detective Crescent. Ever seen this? Looks like a piece of candy. What it is evidence. Don't lick it before you try it. Specifically, this is a replica of a cocoon. It was found among the victim's belongings. A cocoon? Never seen one of that. What? See one that color? Whoa! It's a variety only found in the Republic of Borginia. Nowhere else. Alright, but what is this cocoon replica doing in my courtroom? Surely this has nothing to do with a motive for killing Mr. Latouze, does it? It does. Wait, I mean, I think it does.
You don't sound so confident, man.
A cocoon? Is it one of those silky cocoons? The kind that you can make, well, silk out of, or...
Not this one. This cocoon makes a powerful curative.
A curative for what?
Apparently, it is most it's really good at treating a disease thought incurable. It is the only medicine of its kind. However, it is illegal to take one of these healing cocoons out of Borginia.
Whatever for? If it's such a miracle cure, why not share it with the world?
Yeah, that's what I've been wondering.
We looked into the matter at some length. Apparently, it isn't difficult at all to manufacture the remedy for the cocoon. Yet, if you change the process only slightly, you can easily make a large quantity of something else entirely. A deadly poison, in fact.
What?
There was an incident several years ago where some of these got out into the black market. It caused quite the commotion in the global community, though the media was kept largely unaware.
Oh, intriguing.
All this has led to the strict ban of the cocoon's export. One regularly enforced by Interpol, among others.
Interpol?
Right. The victim, Romain Latouche, was an Interpol agent. Detective Crescent, you insist on referring to him as a manager. But that is misleading. Romain Latouche wasn't killed as a manager. He was killed as an undercover agent.
Duh. So I was trying to smuggle this gumball into the country? That what you're trying to say?
I'm saying that could well be a motive for murder.
Oh, so I was gonna sell it on the black market? Make myself a pretty penny? Ridiculous! I mean, totally unthinkable.
Unthinkable, you say? Why?
Perhaps it's time for another testimony about this smuggling of cocoons business.
International Affairs got a memo about these cocoons. Interpol's all hot and bothered about them. Can't sell them on the black market. Too dangerous. Yeah, cocoon smuggling ain't exactly lucrative anymore. Man, I'm in International Affairs. I know the deal.
Indeed. Interpol wanted these cocoons bad enough to send Miss Latouche undercover.
You kids think up the craziest things. But no way am I gonna risk life and limb just to get my hands on some dirty cocoon money.
Not the most noble of statements, but duly noted.
According to our reports, these cocoons top Interpol's list. Selling them to an underground organization would be risky.
Oh, very well. You may begin the cross-examination.
This is the only motive I've got. He was up to something, and I'm gonna find out what.
Newspaper on the third statement.
Can't sell on the black market, too dangerous.
Why not choose a less dangerous buyer then? I would.
How clueless are you? Everyone in the market's dangerous. The second they found out I was a cop, I could kiss my keister goodbye.
Why sell to a black market buyer? How about someone like this?
That article! That's about the Chief Justices!
A deadly poison can be extracted from the cocoon. But so can a cure. And not a cure just for any disease. A cure for incuritis.
Incuritis? I've heard that somewhere.
You went to visit a victim of the disease this morning.
Uh-huh! Why, that's a disease the Chief Justice's son has! You aren't saying...
Our witness is a detective. He would have contact with the Chief Justice.
Are you saying the Chief Justice would never deal in contraband?
Not even to save his own son's life?
But even if the deal went through, why, it'd be an international scandal!
That's Detective Crescent's insurance. If whatever got out, the one with his neck on the line, would be the Chief Justice.
Detective Crescent, is this true?
First I'm a murderer, now I'm a smuggler? How many crimes are you trying to pin on me anyway?
Distasteful as it is to think about, if the Chief Justice were the buyer, why, a seller couldn't hope for a better deal. A very cowardly seller.
Don't let sleeves over there trick you. So I made a deal with the Chief Justice. Where's your proof? Well, oh yeah, you're forgetting one other important thing. Do tell. Interpol isn't the only ones out there watching this. Borginian Customs barely sleeps. They're so worried about Cocoons getting out.
Oh, so you were informed. Let's continue with the cross-examination.
Present prosecutors Gavin guitar on the fifth statement. And this hair is so stupid. I love it. If there's a way to get Cocoons out of there, I sure like to know. Right, because it was like super wrapped up. Actually, there is one way.
What?
One way to get something out of the country, no checks.
What is it?
You become a prosecutor.
A prosecutor?
I don't believe it. Believe it, Prosecutor Gavin. What was it that you told me yesterday at your office?
It was a beautiful instrument. It was played lovingly for many years. A guitar befitting a woman of Lemiore.
How did it end up here?
I mentioned how much I enjoyed playing it that night, and she made a present of it.
So this guitar is from Borginia?
That it is. We couldn't carry it on the plane. Changes in air pressure and humidity ruined the wood. So we vacuum packed it in Lemiore's studio. I used a special shipping service available to me for transporting evidence. They brought it right up to my office for me. Pristine and untouched.
Did I get that right, Prosecutor Gavin? Untouched?
Quite. The guitar was wrapped in several sheets and vacuum packed in Borginia. The pack was untouched until the day of the concert.
Are you saying that guitar was... With Cocoons this small, it's even... Sorry, this small, it would have been very easy to use your guitar as a mule to smuggle a Cocoon out of Borginia. Blech, I just fell over that line.
What?
Which reminds me, Prosecutor Gavin, that guitar had some work done on it recently, right?
Work?
Good memory, O Forehead.
Well, you know how guitars have a round hole in the front. It's called the sound hole. Well, they found something attached to the wood just inside the hole. A broken device of some sort.
A broken device?
Yes, this in fact.
An igniter? Exactly. Consider this, if you will. What if the igniter wasn't the only thing that was attached to your guitar? You mean...
He means this, of course.
There was a way to get the Cocoon out of the country. They could use picky Prosecutor's Gavin privileged guitar as a mule. Duh. And who better to do that than someone with access, like a member of the band?
Yo!
Yow!
Order! 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 So the igniter
was placed in there for clear reasons, it seems. It was a safety precaution.
A precaution?
Ah, a forehead. At least it all comes together. Every strange thing that happened today. Care to review? Maestro, the gentle sounds of Lumino's ballad, or something, something, something. First, my keys were stolen. A harmless misdemeanor. which forced me to break the lock on my guitar case. The key was stolen to retrieve the cocoon from the guitar.
I see.
But things didn't go so well. The smuggler wasn't counting on the guitar being wrapped. Only a member of the band could get near that case, and wrapping the guitar would raise too many suspicions. Then the concert began. Right about this time, a very large problem presented itself to the smuggler.
What's that?
Mr. Latouche.
Oh!
Mr. Latouche, an undercover agent, was onto something. He would have known about the guitar. He'd only have to check the shipping records. So, Mr. Latouche tried to examine the guitar himself. If the cocoon were confiscated then, the gig would be up. The only thing left for the smuggler to do was get rid of the whole lot.
It's over! Press the switch now!
With the power of the Nintendo DS, the guitar burst into flames, and the cocoon was lost. And then, Mr. Latouche died, with Lamior there to witness it. There's your case.
Oh, so the cocoon's gone now.
Brilliant, man!
Detective Crescent?
I gotta know, you make all that up on the fly? For a made-up story, it makes a great deal of sense, Darian.
The Republic of Borginia?
Sorry, man, I haven't, but I haven't even been there. True, you haven't. Let's see you make up a story for that, kid. How'd I hide that cocoon in the first place, huh? It's not so hard to imagine. You had help, a Borginian accomplice. That's all. That you had an accomplice was clear from the start. The voice Lamior heard proves it. It's over. Press the switch now! You made this transmission from backstage, while your co-conspirator was on stage.
But who was it?
This is it, the coup de grace. And for once, I know what I'm doing. There's only one person who could have helped him.
Let's hear what Mr. Justice has to say then. But be warned. With a great accusation comes great responsibility, as Uncle Ben once told me. Make up your answer on the fly, as it were, and you'll be partially penalized. Are you ready, Mr. Justice? Who was the smuggler's accomplice?
I don't need to check for this. It was the little boyo. There's only one person who meets all the requirements of the accomplice, and that person is the defendant, Mache Tobaye.
But Mr. Justice, he's your client.
A defense attorney accusing his client? That's a new one. I assure you, no one is more unhappy about this than I. But I am here to defend him of the murder of Mr. Latouche. And I stand by my statement earlier that he is innocent of that particular crime.
Indeed, the defendant is Borginian. He does meet the basic requirements to be the accomplice. But what if it was, in fact, Lamior?
It couldn't have been.
Well, you seem sure of yourself.
The reason? His electronic signals, Your Honor.
Electronic signals? What are those? I don't know what?
Recall that this remote only works to a range of 30 feet. Beyond that, it's useless.
Oh, yes, that's true.
Now, think back to the testimony. When the shooter made this transmission, Lamior was in the air vent, right above the dressing room where the shooter stood. Let's look at the stage diagram. This is the area that the remote could reach from the air vent.
Well, looking at this, it seems that Lamior still could have done the deed.
No. When the shooter made that transmission, the stage was slightly different than shown here. It was in the middle of the guitar serenade. Part of the stage, Your Honor. Prosecutor Gavin and Lamior stand in the air. They were on a tower which happened to be 15 feet tall, with the power of the Nintendo DS. In other words, the remote couldn't have worked from Lamior's position in the air vent.
Oh!
Well, Detective Crescent, what do you have to say to that?
Your Honor. Yes, Detective? Could we see the video where Gavin's guitar burns? Just one more time. This'll be the final testimony, I swear.
I don't see why not.
Why? What? Don't tell me he has a way out of this.
Pleasure with the power of the Nintendo DS. And that's where it starts. That's where it lit. Go up in the tower.
Too bad, so sad, punk.
Punk? First you were sleeves and then kid, now punk? You're losing rank fast, Apollo.
What exactly were we supposed to see in the video?
The problem isn't what we see, correct, Darian? Right, it's what you hear. We are musicians, after all. Care to explain for us non-musicians?
Sure thing, punk. Let me get your yarn straight first. You're saying I ordered the Wii pianist to set off the igniter? That right?
Yes?
Well, in order to do that, he'd have to press a switch. Am I right?
Okay.
Well, take another listen. Pay attention to the piano.
Piano? The piano's playing. With the power of the DS.
Oh, what seems to be the problem there? The piano sounded fine.
And that's the problem, man. You still don't get it? Yeah, how's he supposed to hit the switch if he's playing? You've got Miss Diva, the guitar, the bass, the piano, and the drums. The only one with her hands free was the diva. Flamior. But according to you, she couldn't have been the accomplice, could she? Ugh. Your accomplice would have had a hard time helping out if they couldn't even press a switch.
With power of the DS. Also, the switch was in the piano. It was set up to where when he hit a certain key, it lit.
The piano plays non-stop with the power of the Nintendo DS. He couldn't have pressed that switch.
Well, Mr. Justice, the piano does seem to be playing when the guitar catches fire.
Well, it's okay. We all make mistakes sometimes. Apollo, were you wrong? I can't be wrong. Everything makes perfect sense. How could it all just...
Strange.
What's strange?
No, it's just something odd about the performance there.
Odd?
Mr. Justice, if Machi Tobei didn't press that switch, then he could not be the accomplice you claim.
But everything points to it. Every fact he's the accomplice. You got the facts wrong, man. Here's some facts for you. Gavin's guitar is on fire, but the pianist didn't press that switch. In other words, your story is full of holes.
Mr. Justice, let's hear your final opinion on the matter. What's the defendant Machi Tobei the accomplice? Your answer will reflect everything you've said here. Give it some thought. Okay, you have a minute. Have a juice box.
Apollo, if Machi's not the accomplice, then our whole case is ruined. I know that. It has to be him. He was the only one who could have helped the smuggler. He had to have pressed that switch. Well, you'd better find a way to prove it. What do I do? What do I do? There has to be something that doesn't fit. Something odd? Something odd? Wait a sec. What? You thought of something? What was Gavin saying just now?
Strange.
What?
No, it's just something's odd about the performance there.
It's not much to go on, but it's all I've got. What exactly did he hear that was odd?
Have you come up with something, Mr. Justice? May I remind you that everything rests on this? Can you prove Machi Tobayai pressed the switch? Let's hear your final answer. It's the final testimony. Can you prove that? I can prove it!
I don't know if you call this proof per se, but I can prove it was possible.
And then as prosecutor, it falls to me to ask you to show us evidence supporting this. Forehead, you're sure about this?
Duh. Accept it! There's no evidence, man!
Let's see your evidence, Mr. Justice. On what do you base your claim?
I can present the mixing board. The basis for my claim is music, Your Honor.
Music? What about music? I mean, I like it, but what does that have to do with the case?
It's really. Let's listen to the piano part around the time when the switch was to be pressed, right before the guitar burst into flame.
With the power of the Nintendo DS.
God, we keep flashing back to this. This really is the flashback scene, case.
Oh, I hear a piano being played.
But doesn't it sound kind of simple?
Simple?
I think I know what he's suggesting. You think Machi could have played that part with one hand?
One hand?
He only needed one hand to press that switch. He could play the piano with the other. Ha! What, so you're some kind of piano savant? Actually, no. Then what do you know? You can't actually play a part like that with one hand. Ugh.
Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about here. Wait, I know. Hey, Trucy. Yeah? You got something? Mr. Wright, your father, he's a pianist. Could he? Oh, Daddy? He couldn't play a part like that even if he had 3 hands.
So sorry. So sad for you. No, not really.
Huh?
That was just the easy way to prove it. There's always the hard way.
Man, how are you gonna prove whether he played it with one hand or 2? You can't.
I admit, it'll be rather difficult to prove. But it's highly likely he was playing with one hand. How do you know that? The clue is what Prosecutor Gavin described as something odd. What sounded odd? I'll bet we can tell by listening to a certain part of the song.
No way.
Oh, hit my mic.
Well, it seems you've come to the moment of truth at last. Let's hear what Mr. Justice has to say for himself. Show us the part that proves the defendant was playing with one hand, right before the guitar burst into flame.
Machi was definitely playing one-handed just before the guitar caught on fire. And one section of the song proves it. Oh, I lost my place in the guide. The newspaper, I could prove it mixing board. When prompted, select the first section on the timeline, the farthest left, and present it. Wait, why'd you move? Which one is the piano?
Alright. Yeah, he's like slowing down a lot. Prosecutor Gavin, I'm sure you've realized by now just what it was that sounded odd to you. As I'm sure you've realized it yourself, Forehead.
Realized what?
I'll demonstrate. Let's listen to the part in question again, shall we? Pay particular attention to the "but a fleeting melody" phrase. With the power of the Nintendo DS, but a fleeting melody. Yeah, they slow down a lot.
Man, how many times do we have to listen to the same thing?
You're telling me. You're right. Enough of that. Let's listen to another section, shall we?
Another section?
The guitar bursts into flames at the end of the second verse. Let's listen to the same spot in the first verse. Pay attention to the "Oh, that night in your embrace." With the power of the Nintendo DS. Ugh. This bit is killing me. I didn't think we'd be flashing back to the scene so goddamn often.
Oh, play verse 2 again.
Nintendo DS. Power.
They feel the same, true, but they're clearly very different.
What? Well put, Your Honor. The phrase in verse 2 is quite simple. But the same phrase in verse 1 has high and low notes. He'd have to use two hands to play that for sure.
Oh!
What's that prove? I would think you'd know that by now.
This is why I hate dealing with amateurs, man.
So the two verses had different arrangements.
It happens all the time.
Not this time, Darian. There's no point in changing an arrangement if you can't hear it clearly. And that wasn't the point. I had him play specifically so that piano would stay in the background. That was what I noticed. Why should the same phrase sound slightly different, I asked myself. Now ask yourself why Machi changed how he played. And there's only one answer. He needed a free hand in order to press the switch.
No!
Boing.
Order! I believe this ties to all the facts. Well, Prosecutor Gavin?
Yes, quite. Though personally, this comes as a terrible disappointment. What? No, come back. I can't believe it. I finally did it. I shut him up.
Very well. Barring an objection from the prosecution, I will now state the court's opinion on the matter.
Good show, Sleeves. Great show. That's not over. I don't like it when they look so happy. You tell him, Gavin. Tell him what's so disappointing. Personally, I'm terribly disappointed. In you, Forehead. Huh? Me? Yes, don't get me wrong. Your case is solid. The facts I'll check out, but even now, you have yet to show us a single piece of decisive evidence. Yeah, but the facts. Anyone can see it was him.
Unfortunately, anyone does not include the law. I'm afraid your case doesn't cut it.
But why would I want it to?
1,000 facts might point out towards the same conclusion, but without decisive evidence, it's not proof.
I mean, if you said the words beyond a reasonable doubt, I would understand, but...
That's the rule under our current legal system, which blows.
I don't believe it.
It does not seem as though the defense has any more evidence to present.
Oh, I think he did. I think if we...
Short-circuiting.
Oh, I think if he did, we already would have seen it a long ways back.
It is unfortunate, but at present this court is unable to acknowledge your accusation.
What? What? Oh. What? The truth is staring us all right in the face. Why can't they see it? What's the point of a legal system that protects criminals? Apollo, remember what Daddy said.
It won't be easy proving he did it, especially under the current court system.
So what do I do?
Like I said, good luck. And be aware that it'll be impossible to prove his guilt by conventional methods.
Ugh.
Every man has an igniter inside of him. Find Darian Crescent's igniter and set it off.
I wonder what he meant by every man's igniter. I think he just meant weak spot, no? The kind of thing that a single spark could turn into a wildfire of emotion. I won't be able to press him further by conventional means. I've got to find a weak spot in this guy. Something fatal.
So, can I get back to work now, or what? It may look like I got a lot of time on my hands, but I got no more time to play pretend with a deadweight attorney.
Well, Mr. Justice, we've come this far without decisive evidence. This witness won't be coming back to the stand once we let him go.
Every man has an igniter. Huh? Didn't you say the better the guitar, the brighter it burns, Prosecutor Gavin? Ah, yes. Good guitars are kept dry is why. That provides the best sound. Even a small spark could cause irreparable damage. Your plan has an igniter in it too, Detective. It was there from the very beginning. What? Fighting time, Justice. If you blow this one, he'll be out of your hands for good. Go for it, Apollo. What? And this igniter's supposed to come burn me up? That's almost poetic there, Mr. Attorney. All the better. I'm rather fond of poetry. And I intend to hear this one through the very end. Forehead, you are accusing this man Darian Crescent of 2 crimes. The murder of Mr. Latouche and the smuggling of a Boroginian cocoon. This is your last chance to prove your case.
The trial has already run on far too long. Mr. Justice, this will be my last warning. The moment this igniter of yours turns out to be a dud is the moment this cross-examination ends. Understood?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then, let's have it. Show us the basis for the accusations against Darian Crescent.
Okay, this is really my last chance. The key that will take apart Darian Crescent's plan. Your igniter isn't a piece of evidence. Huh? So what is? It is true that I couldn't show a decisive evidence, but perhaps what I needed to do to prove my case was something else. You mean a witness. Providing his guilt is a tall order, but I've got just the person to do it.
Very well, Mr. Justice. Who is the person who can prove Darian Crescent's guilt?
Alright. Could you guess it? The one person who can prove Darian Crescent's guilt is the defendant, Machi Tobaye.
Your client? Again?
Machi Tobaye was an accomplice to the cocoon smuggling plot. Without him, Darian Crescent could not have gotten the cocoon. Furthermore, he can easily prove that the one who plotted to smuggle that cocoon is the real criminal in this case.
Oh, how so?
It would require just one of the very cocoons Mr. Latouche was looking for. With the cooperation of the Republic of Borginia, we could burn a cocoon. The burnt cocoon could leave a particular residue. A residue we would, no doubt, also find inside the burnout guitar.
Oh, very specific of you.
Thus,
if Machi Tobaya acknowledges his agreement with Darien Crescent, considering the attempted smuggling of a Burgundian cocoon, the case is solved. Darien's laughing again? Your unrelenting passion is remarkable. You really want to get me, don't you? Too bad you'll never be able to. Why not? Your little key tickler won't acknowledge anything. Especially not anything to do with cocoon smuggling.
What's this all about?
Taking a cocoon out of the country means death. By Burgundian law. Ah, yeah, see? If our pianist really was a smuggler, then testifying about it would be suicide. Believe me, he's not talking. But you're wrong, Detective Crescent. What? If it's the other way around. If Machi doesn't admit to smuggling here, he's in deep trouble. Huh? How? Look, if Machi admits to smuggling here, then he'll be tried in our courts by our laws. You don't get the death penalty for smuggling in our country. The victim in this case was an undercover Interpol agent. I'm sure that news has already reached Burgundia. And they'll likely broadcast our dealings in court today, including the part about the Burgundian cocoon. Yeah, but... If Machi doesn't admit to smuggling now, he'll eventually be picked up by the Burgundian police. It's not like he's any danger in our court. We're not going to find him guilty of murder here, not now. Yeah, but... You can't do this! You can't accuse me! Maybe the law doesn't allow it. But who's going to think you're really innocent after hearing this trial? The same goes for Machi Tobaye. The cocoon smuggling, your entire plan. Machi Tobaye knows everything. There's only one way out of it for him, and that's to acknowledge his own crime. The crime of cocoon smuggling. Don't worry, there. I'll get you out of the country. I'll set you up someplace, a hidden mansion, real nice. If you want a house made of cookies, no, a house made of pianos. Come on. Please. That was fun. Actually, that was a fun to voice the breakdown. Darien, I consider that my last session for you. We rocked. I'm guessing we can't treat that outburst as a confession. I'm guessing we can treat that outburst as a confession. Hey. Uh-oh, he's laughing again. There's a kind of sick desperation in it now, though.
Well, have you been listening to today's trial?
Yes.
And you'll talk. You'll tell this court everything?
I didn't want it to turn out this way, but I'm not the kind of lawyer who can overlook a crime. Today's trial was all for your benefit, you know. I see no reason why you should hesitate now. I knew. From the beginning, I knew. Machi. Situation. I cannot explain. But money, I needed. Very much money.
Today's trial raises a delicate issue with our legal system. The only thing definite in our court of law is evidence. This is the golden rule. However,
it has become apparent that not all things can be tried by this standard.
Should another case of this sort surface, we may have to consider an alternate system by which to administer justice. Anyway, Mr. Machi Tobaye.
Yes?
I promise you will receive a fair trial by the laws of our country, and, with regards to the current charges for the murder of Mr. Latouche, this court is prepared to announce a verdict.
I thank you. I only lie. But you see truth. You find truth.
That's our job. Very well. This court finds the defendant Machi Tobaye not guilty. Court is adjourned.
July 10th, 4:42 p.m. District Court Defendant, Lobby Number 2.
I wonder what'll happen to Machi.
Well, he did smuggle a cocoon out of Borginia. I guess there'll be another trial here. All's well that ends well.
Daddy! I owe you both my thanks.
Lamior?
Is something wrong?
I'm sorry, Machi was your partner on stage, your friend.
Yes, I thought of him as my own son. Even now I do. Yet, something got a hold of him. Something evil. I see that. He must pay for what he has...
He must pay for what he has done to the gulags with the boy.
Is that not how it should be?
I'm still sorry.
Do not be sorry. I disown him now. You have given me courage. Courage? I am considering an eye operation.
It was my suggestion, actually.
You mean you'll be able to see again? It's funny. I have always been afraid of the light. Light seems so harsh, so unforgiving.
According to the doctor, Lamior lost her sight due to some kind of accident.
An accident? As you know, I suffer from amnesia. I feared that if I could see, perhaps it would open my eyes to the truth that I have been running from. I was scared.
You know what changed her mind? Hearing your defense in there today. She could feel your gaze, unwavering, always looking straight at the truth.
If the light returns to my eyes, I think I will take up painting.
Painting?
That's right. She's the landscape painter in sound, after all. I will paint the two of you. I promise. Woohoo! I can't wait, Lamior.
I owe you my thanks too, Apollo.
Thanks, Mr. Wright, but for what?
You reminded me I needed to hurry things along. On my secret mission, that is. Right, your secret mission.
Apollo, Trucy, I hope that we'll meet again someday soon. You bet, me too.
And so, like a ballad, the trial flowed on and on, until it came to an end. Thanks to the trial, the guitarist serenade was a huge hit. Prosecutor's Gavin is even more dazzling to look at now. It's so hot. Oh, Gavin's so hot. Oh. But there's something I want to say to that guy. Next time you write a ballad, have them catch the killer at the end. Also, maybe kiss me on the face. Okay. Achievo. Yeah, we can save. Yeah, let's go to the next episode. Why not? We're only an hour in. Let's start the next case. And then we can... And that is the whole truth of this case. What the... This is completely new to me. I have no idea what any of this is going to be. I know it's magic related. What the fuck? Oh, okay. Crime in a hospital. In order to understand it myself, I had to know the story of the last 7 long years. Of these 7 long years. Ah, oh, shit! The card game again! Nothing happened by chance. All is connected. Damn, look at the power of the Nintendo DS. It's insane.
dueling pistols? Damn. And now, you stand ready to begin the final chapter of this story. Girl? What is happening? Will the defendant be found guilty or innocent? The decision is yours. The decision is yours. Oh, I was supposed to be him that whole time. Fuck. Vite Anything Agency, October 7th. Hey, Apollo, look, on TV, look. Yeah, I'm kinda busy. Whoa, look at that. He's the last Grammy, right? Amazing. Apollo, you should be watching this. Ow, 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 ow. What? I was writing about our last case in my journal. Why was I supposed to write things in records, Apollo, not journals? And why now? This case was 3 months ago. Hey, it's a long story. I did a lot, you know? I want to vacuum pack the feel of the moment for later. Right now, I'm wowing the crowd by figuring out how Lemoyne disappeared. That's right, Uncle Valent did that illusion too. But you're missing him on TV right now. Ugh, I was just getting to the good part. I suppose I should watch a little TV with her. After all, her father's expecting me to look after her while he's away. What you're now seeing is a rehearsal for the greatest magic show on Earth. Happening right here at our very own Sunshine Coliseum. The Sunshine Coliseum? Hey, that's where the Gaviniers concert was. Only 3 more days until miracles happen here, right before your unbelieving eyes. The legendary troupe Gramarye, and performing for the first time in 7 years. I guess that's Trucy's mom. That's going to be great. I'm so there. You and Daddy are coming too? The legendary Gramaryes. If Trucy's real father was still alive, he'd be on the stage performing miracles. I've got the tickets and everything. Here's yours, Apollo. Squeak. Ah, here you are, working hard or hardly working. Hey, how have you been? Hi there, stranger. Not exactly the kind of greeting I'd want to hear from my own kid. Though he has been gone a long time. Ah! How goes it, Trucy? Here, I got a present for you. Yay, pudding! I love pudding. Oh, it's farm fresh. And not just one pudding, but 3 whole cups. I'll have to pace myself. Well, I'm beat. That's right, Daddy. You're on a top secret mission. You've got to take it easy with the secrets, you know. All right, you are. So, you still can't tell us what your mission is? Maybe it is time. It has something to do with you anyway. Huh? With me? Ooh, maybe you're getting a top secret mission too. Maybe you can go be one of those guys. A spy. Can't I just be a defense attorney? To be honest, telling you about the mission was my whole reason for coming here today. What? Tell me. You've heard of the jurist system, yes? The jurists? Oh, I'm gonna say jury system, because the jurist sounds dumb. That's right. The new legal system everyone's talking about. Have you heard of it, Apollo? Huh? Maybe? Maybe not as many people are talking about it as I thought. The jury system? Huh. So, Daddy, what's this jury system thing? Well, Trucy, do you know what a jury is? Oh, I've heard of it. Isn't that those people who sit in court in those old courtroom dramas? The ones who get to decide if a guy's innocent or guilty. Do you know Apollo? Only from TV. It's 12 people chosen from the community, right? Well, they're thinking about reviving that system. They're calling the new system the jurist system. No more doing whatever you like, Your Honor. Not quite that harsh. The jurists cooperate with the judge.
They'll help analyze the case from different angles.
Oh, and there'll only be 6 of them under the current proposal, right? Wow, you know your stuff, Apollo.
Their findings directly affect the verdict. Hopefully people will start taking the courts a little more seriously now.
I feel like I'm on the same kind of education. I feel like I'm some kind of educational TV show, starring Dr. Wright.
Dr. Wright, his assistant Trucy, and mascot Apollo, the perfect team.
Mascot, hey!
So,
What is this secret mission?
the Juris system is my mission, more or less. Anyway, keep in mind that new ideas like this system are always risky, Apollo.
Too true. Everyone's got an opinion, and they just talk and nothing gets decided. Kinda like you, Apollo. I'm not that bad, am I?
In any case, we're gonna give it a shot. A test, if you will.
I don't like tests.
We'll take a case as simple and choose 6 jurists. I'll be the one helping with the process.
Words. Incidentally. Helping how?
Well, for one, I'll be chair of the Juris System Simulated Core Committee. Court. The chair constructs the ideal situation, choosing the case, juris candidates, even the judge in the courtroom.
Wow, it's like you have a real job.
It was never that good. I was never that good at piano, to be honest. Once a lawyer, always a lawyer, I guess. The trial's tomorrow. By the way, don't miss it. The trial simulation, that is.
A simulation, huh? Sounds interesting.
So,
What kind of case is the trial simulation about?
well, since it's the first run-through of a new system, I wanted something simple.
Good thinking. No sense wearing yourself out on something too serious.
True, the case is a murder.
That's not simple at all. By simple, did you mean the defendant is...
Guilty, yes, most likely. So, good luck, Apollo.
With what?
With the trial tomorrow, you're defending, of course. Recall that I said it had something to do with you?
Go for it, Apollo. It's just a test case anyway, no sweat. Yeah, but there's still a verdict to be decided.
And a potentially serious sentence. The most serious is a worst-case scenario.
That, you mean the verdict's for real? That's not a test trial, that's a real trial.
All the forms have been filled, there's no turning back now. The trial begins tomorrow at 10 a.m. Hope you can make room in your schedule.
But why am I only hearing about this now?
Yeah, there was a change this morning. I picked a new case.
Eh?
Something that happened last night.
I guess trial, Valentgammery. And then I'll... Hey, Apollo, I know you're all excited about the secret mission. But what about this? The Troop Grammary Grand Magic Show. Oh, right, the card tricks. Hey, they're not card tricks. They're grand illusions, miracles, the apocalypse, heaven and earth splitting, and so what? That's 3 whole days from now. It's at Sunshine Coliseum. Let's go today. We can say hi to Uncle Valent. Have fun. What? I can't go by myself. You know I'm not very outgoing.
Right. Why not go with her?
But what about the secret mission?
Oh, don't worry about that. You'll hear all about it tomorrow regardless.
I don't trust that smile. He knows something that he's not telling me. Yippee, now you can take me to the Coliseum. I suppose it wouldn't kill me to pop over there.
Grammary, that reminds me.
And what's this, Daddy? Isn't that Seal Cat the Grammary seal?
Consider it a birthday present, Juicy.
Thanks, it's great. But today isn't my birthday.
Good point. What day is it today, Apollo?
Huh? Today? I think it's Recycle Your Plastics Day?
Then it's Recycle Your Plastics Day present.
Yippee! So it's plastic.
I've given up on trying to understand them. It's much easier that way.
So, what is it? Can I open it, Daddy?
No.
Huh?
You'll need that envelope someday. Someday soon. Don't open it until then.
Well, why didn't you just hold on to it until then? Because that would be the logical thing to do.
An envelope about the Grammys, huh? Huh.
Alright, so what case are you going to use?
You really want to know, don't you?
Of course I do. I mean, I'm going to be defending, aren't I?
If it all goes well, then yes. Of course, this is just a test. We wanted everyone to start without preconceptions. A blank slate, as it were.
There's a difference between having a blank slate and just being totally clueless. Whose dumb idea was that anyway?
Well, mine. Committee chair, remember?
Oh.
Well, if you want to know that badly, I suppose I could give you permission to examine the scene of the crime.
Good, that's better.
But you can't talk to anyone involved with the case.
What? How am I supposed to defend?
You let me worry about the details there. Remember, I'm in charge of this trial. All of it.
But you don't want it to backfire, do you?
Apollo, if I'm in charge of the whole trial, that means the entire affair is my responsibility. For good or for bad. Just do what you can. And don't worry, I know what I'm doing.
All right.
I recommend going down to the detention center. Your client's waiting for you. You can ask about the scene there.
But you just said I couldn't talk to anyone involved.
Oh, you can talk to your client. If you can get her to talk.
Well, time's a wasting.
Detention center. Yeah, let's play a little bit. I don't think I'll finish this chapter, but I'll get into it.
That's 20 minutes we've been waiting here. 20 minutes! Maybe I should complain. I'm sure the guard has better things to do than stand there pretending he doesn't see us. You know, the minute we get angry, the client will show. It always works that way. Ooh, like shouting, "Oh, waiter," like they're standing right behind you. Oh, God! Is our client going to be much longer? What are you talking about? Haven't you already started the meeting yet? Huh? Ah! What? Where'd you come from? Well, anyway, please have a seat. She's cute. I like her design. I'm nervous, Apollo. It's the silence. It builds up suspense. Why don't you do anything, Trucy? Why don't you do something, Trucy? You're a magician, aren't you? That's right. Okay. I'm the amazing Mr. Hat.
Thud.
Yeah, she passed out. Miss Magic Underwear might have been a bit better. That's Magic Panties, Apollo.
Introductions? Hi. Well, I'm your defense. I really think it has to be fate, you know? And by fate, I mean destiny. Did you know I'm good with astrology? Tell me, what's your sign? I can tell you mine if you'd like, Apollo. No, never mind. I just got carried away there. I seem destined to get difficult clients, it seems. Name? So what's your name? Oh, right, I'm supposed to introduce myself first. I'm Apollo Justice. And I'm Trucy Wright. I know, this is getting nowhere fast. Hey, I know, maybe you can tell us what happened? I'm your defense attorney, after all. Anything out of the ordinary happen lately, or... Well, the other day, this tourist from out of town stopped to ask me directions. Later, Trucy, later. I feel like I need to ask directions myself here. Well, that was fruitless. Though I think I understand despair a little better now. You did good, Apollo. What? Look! She's doing her nails?
What? Her nails are more important than defense, is that it? Let's go, Trucy.
Excuse me. Could you read this?
Sure. I feel like a teenager on a first date. And this is the love letter we pass from desk to desk at school. Stop looking so wistfully and read it, Apollo. It's a business card with a name and address. The name is Vera Misham. The address is for Drew Studio. And you're giving me this card because... Well, looks like we're finished here. I wonder if Drew Studio is the scene of the crime. Let's go find out. New location! Ah, this is pretty. We were just talking about painting. Last case. Wow, this looks like... It looks like a studio. It's like life imitating art. But maybe it's the other way around. But the tape on the ground there, it's a bit jarring. Yeah, looks like we found our crime scene. Apollo, look at those paintings. Hey, don't touch those. It's okay, I'm just looking. Huh? Apollo, look at this one. Looks half finished. You can still see the rough sketch underneath. But that's odd. The rough part doesn't look like the rest of the painting at all. Yeah, good point. That is odd. All the paintings have a really different style, too. Oh, I thought I might find you two here. Oh, Emma. Emma! Long time no see! Oh, seems like I run into you far too often. I bet I know why you're here, too. I know about the trial simulation. You know about the trial simulation, Amal? I've heard about it, sure. So Mr. Wright chose you, huh? We don't even know what the case is about. Well, he was killed, the artist who owns the studio, that is. Mr. Drew Misham. Misham? He and his daughter was put under arrest. And his daughter was put under arrest. Yeah, we just saw her at the detention center. It was funny, though. She seemed more like a victim than the kind of person who could commit murder. You don't say. Not even by poisoning? That's how it was done, you know. Poisoning's a common way to get the job done. When the murderer is a woman. But poisoning? Anyway, Mr. Wright told me you'd be coming. Feel free to take a look around. I'll just be over here with my snackoos. We can't even talk to anyone related to the case this time around. Which means we'd better find out as much as we can here at the scene. Or else. I guess we'll examine first. Oh, I guess someone just dropped down. Oh god. You know what? I'm gonna call it there, actually. Hour 30, that's a decent stream. Anyone I care about streaming? I suppose Aloha's still streaming. Wow, Aloha's still streaming. Wow. I might be catching him at the end of stream, but oh well. Goodbye.
How's the space doing? Aw, hope it gets better soon.